5:30, 5:31. I don't know what that says. 5:30. So this is number 190. YouTube Live Yoga Routine, meaning I have completed 190 days in a row of yoga at 5:30 to 6 a.m. every morning. So far, I'm going to 365. So this morning, I came across this video from Jocko podcast. That's the YouTube channel's name. And the video is titled, "Why Isn't Everyone Enlightened?" Jocko Willinglink and Jordan Peterson. Now, the video was just a clip. So it was, I think, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. And in the video, there was a part of it where Jordan Peterson explains how Carl Jung was interested in the barriers to enlightenment. And the word barriers caught my attention because that is how I teach yoga, that there are barriers between the mind and the body. And when we get rid of those barriers, the mind and body can become one. And according to Jordan Peterson, one of these barriers is non-acceptance, which he explains by explaining how Carl Jung understands how to transform one's personality. So Peterson explains that according to Jung, to transform your personality, you have to integrate that part of you that is negative, that part of you that you don't necessarily like, that part of you that you know could do something negative. And you have to make that be a reality, knowing yourself. So a reality of knowing yourself, acceptance. And when you accept this part of you, then you can accept the world and understand the world. Now, that doesn't mean you accept that part of you that is negative and can do negative things, so you just go do it. No, you accept that you have the capability to do so-called negative things, but you keep it in check. And when you realize and you accept this about yourself, then you can understand the world, the real world. And it's about acceptance. And that's what I got from the video that I watched this morning with Jordan Peterson. And I think I talked about Jordan Peterson yesterday and a few days ago, and it just happens to be part of my videos that come up on the side because I watch Jordan. I'm looking at a quote about it. So it's not on purpose. It's just how YouTube works. And sometimes I venture out and I Google something like Joel Osteen, and I just break from it. And then next thing you know, I'm watching Joel Osteen videos, all Joel Osteen type of videos. So I'm going to take off my glasses. So today we're going to do two. I have a clock right here. I don't have my glasses on, so I need to move my clock up with my foot. Two slow sun salutations. And we're just going to focus 100% on the breathing, just like we always do. And when you're focused 100% on your breathing, there's no way there can be barriers that prevent the mind and body from becoming one, because your focus point is the breathing. And that focus point allows the mind and body to become one. And you can't judge your pose. You can't try to be somewhere in the pose. You're not thinking about other things. You're focused on the breathing, and that allows the mind and body to become one, but it also heightens your awareness, and it lets you know where your body is, and it allows you to feel what's going on in the body. So the stretching and the movements are no longer just stretches and movements. It's becoming a form of a moving meditation. And going with Carl Jung, with Jordan Peterson's explanation about non-acceptance, you need to get rid of non-acceptance. That is a barrier that will prevent mind and body from becoming one. You just accept where you are in the pose. You're learning to accept who you are on the mat. So if you're in a pose and you're thinking, man, I can't do this pose, no. Get rid of that thought. That's judgment. You accept, and you're ultimately accepting the capital A acceptance. So when you get off the yoga mat, just like the quote I was reading, or the thinking of Carl Jung and Jordan Peterson, is that get off the yoga mat, you can accept what's happening. You accept the real world. Now, that doesn't mean you allow negative things to become part of you, but you can understand how those negative things are happening, because in a way you have this negativity in yourself, but you're keeping it in check, in a way. Now, in yoga, it's a little different because you don't let that negativity become you. You don't fall victim to it. You're responsible for your actions, 100% responsible for your actions. Now, I know in many Islamic yoga circles, I always talk about Islam, that's why I said Islamic, but you fall into this thing of kind of wanting to blame others. You're responsible for your own actions, no matter what those actions are. And that's part of the acceptance too. So let's go ahead and begin. Mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted, arms are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed, neck is relaxed. You're finding that spot where the skeleton is just standing. So lengthen up. So think of a string on top of the head. Pull yourself up and then let the bones sit on top of each other. You're becoming stable as you can. Now remember, the stability in the mountain pose is being able to be flexible. That is true stability. So if you're in the mountain pose and all the bones are lined up, and for whatever reason, you go back a little bit, you wobble, go with the wobble, go with the flow. That is true stability. That is firmness. You can't break flexibility. You'll bend it. But if you're trying to keep this pose, you're almost not accepting, just like the quote I was saying or the thinking I was talking about, you're going to break. You got to go with it. That's what you're learning in the mountain pose. And that stability is threading through the center of the skeleton, wherever that may be. So find it for yourself. Don't worry how you look. Just accept where you are. Just focus 100% on the breathing. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. It's the first stretch. Go nice and easy. Inhale. Then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. Back is straight. And you're just going to fall into the ragdoll. So the ragdoll, the arms dangling, the head is dangling, no tension anywhere. You're just accepting where the body goes. So if you're up a little higher and you're thinking, man, I wish I could go down further, let go of that thought. That's judgment. Even if you're all the way in the pose and you're thinking you're doing it perfectly, it looks like the textbook pose, that's awesome, but still judgment. Let go of that. It will prevent the mind and body from becoming one. Accept where you are. No tension in the neck. The head is dangling. Lower back is released. No tension in the lower back. Just accepting. Just focus on the breathing. The palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in, push all the air out, get all the air out. And you are pulling yourself in and down in this pose. Forehead's going to the knees. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in, push all the air out, get all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in, get all the air out. We're going to do two more. Arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. And one more. Arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. So with a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, head is up. And you're focused on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Now, if the front knees are over the toe, lengthen up some. You just focus on the breathing. Now, in this pose, you're feeling opened. Just feel opened. You're opening up. So that means if you're down a little bit and you're thinking, man, I wish I could go into it a little. Nope. The body does not dictate whether you feel open. That's where acceptance comes. So you accept where you are. Once you accept, you tap into openness. Boom. Very important. Extremely important, because this is a mindset that you're taking off the yoga mat. So if you're in a situation, say at work, and you feel enclosed, accept where you are, and then boom, you'll have an open mind, and you'll see different ways. You'll think differently of how maybe to get out of that situation. Or you'll reinterpret the situation that you're in and think, man, my job is awesome. Or, man, my marriage is awesome. Or, wait, I'm the one that's making it feel enclosed. I'm the problem. Nothing wrong with that. Acceptance, man. Got to accept. It's the only way to move forward, because then you get the base of reality. And then you move forward from reality. So high lunge, lowercase r. When I said reality, I thought of lowercase r. Ain't that funny? I literally thought of a lowercase r. So high lunge, toes are curled under in the back, knees off the floor. Get the leg in the back as straight as you can. And we're just going to stay here just a little bit. We don't usually stay in this pose, but today we are. So just focus on the breathing. Abs are engaged. So with the abs, they engage. You're not sucking them in. You're not hollowing them out. You're engaging them. And the belly button is going into the spine. Back is straight. Get it as straight as you can. Or you're arching the back. Either way, and just accept where you are. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. We're going to go to downward dog. Downward dog, you're going to push into it. So the legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, the heels are towards the floor. Head is dangling, no tension in the neck. You're just focused on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Push a little bit more, wherever you are, push a little bit more. If you're thinking, man, I can't go any further, then don't. Be your own guru, listen to yourself. Don't listen to me. We're just doing yoga together. I'm just telling you what poses we're doing. Then you can slide into the upper dog, drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Tops of the feet are to the floor. Palms are to the floor. And you're feeling open. Now you're going to modify this pose how you have to. So you need to go to hands and knees and do the cow. That's what you do. Cow is where you're arching your back. Or you go to small cobra. Chest is off the floor. Palms are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing up. You're pulling up. The back muscles are pull muscles. So you pull up or try the upward dog or do the upward dog. Textbook pose. But once you're in it, you accept. Boom. Let go of all judgment. Let the mind and body become one. Back to downward dog. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. And you are pushing into this pose. But you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, accept, and focus on the breathing. Wherever you are, push a little bit more if you can. If you can't, then don't. Then you're going to bring the left foot up between the hands into a low lunge. The low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back. Knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back's arching, head is up. Making sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen it up some. And just focus on the breathing. Again, you're accepting yourself in the pose. You're feeling opened. No matter where you are, you feel opened. It's a mindset that we're gaining on the yoga mat. So when you're off the yoga mat, you have that same mindset. And we're going to go to the high lunge. Curl the toes in the back. Knee goes up. Get the leg as straight as you can. Now in this pose, you can have the back arch, or you get the back as straight as you can, reaching out and opening up. You could be to your You can be up like this. Wherever you are, wherever you want to be too. So don't necessarily just follow the body here. If you want to be a little bit lower than you think you should be, then go a little bit lower. Sometimes the mind is telling you something that the body's not. And sometimes mentally you're not there. It's okay. Accept. All about acceptance. 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 Then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Focus 100% on the breathing. And this pose is extremely important. Very basic pose. But what you're doing is accepting where you are, and you become aware of the subtle movement that's happening. So when you inhale, belly swells with air. It pushes you out of the pose slightly. And then when you exhale, you go back into the pose. And you just focus on the breathing, aware of that movement. So when you're off the yoga mat, you become aware of the subtleness that's happening around you. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then exhale, turn out, posterior down and out. And again, inhale. Then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward. Pull yourself in and down. Forehead's going to the knees. Accept where you are. And then just focus 100% on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Left leg is back into a low lunge. You're feeling open. Feel as open as you can. And just focus 100% on the breathing. Accept where you are. All about acceptance. Acceptance is important because it opens your mind. Allows you to become opened. Now we're going to go to the high lunge again. So curl the toes under the back, knee goes up, get the leg as straight as you can. We'll stay here a little bit longer than we usually do. So just focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. If you're wobbling a little bit, let's say you had a little, go with the wobble. That is where the stability is. The stability is not, I'm doing the upper lunge as best as I can. High lunge, call it upper lunge. High lunge, firm, that's awesome. It's also awesome if you wobble a little bit and you find that stability in the wobble. That's where the stability is. Because even if you're stable, physically, you're 100% stable, believe it or not, you're still wobbling a little bit. That's why you can look in the mirror and see yourself stable, because you're going with the little flexibility that's happening, the little movement, the little wobble. Then, downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor, and you are pushing into this pose. But you only push to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot. Settle there. And focus 100% on the breathing. Think of nothing else. Try to get the arms as straight as you can, the legs as straight as you can. Get into the pose the best you can, then just accept. Doesn't matter where you are. Yoga is about the mind and body connecting. Well, that is yoga. When the mind and body connect, boom, you're doing yoga. No matter how the pose looks. Now push a little bit more. And just focus on the breathing. If you feel like, man, I can't push a little bit more, then don't. Then slide into the upper dog, drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Tops of the feet are to the floor. Of course, the palms are to the floor. And you're feeling opened, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Now modify the pose how you have to. Do the best you can, and then accept. Accept, accept, accept. Acceptance is the key. It allows you to go into openness, allows the mind and body to become one. Then back to downward dog, pushing into it. Really, really, really push into it now. The last downward dog. If you still feel like, man, I can't push into it, do it then. You're learning ultimately how to become your own guru. Listen to your own body. Don't listen to me. This is a benefit that we're learning on the yoga mat, how to become your own guru. So when you're off the yoga mat, you learn to listen to yourself, not learning to listen to others. You take in what they say, but you're still the ultimate guru. You don't just blindly follow. Now, there is an element of yoga where you do. Some people do. That's fine. But that's not what I'm teaching. You're becoming your own guru. In 2009, you have to be your own guru. Too much information out there. Learn to listen to yourself. Get all this different information. Boom, I believe that, I believe that. No, not that. That guy's, I don't believe that guy. Oh, yeah, that's cool. You're digging for the information. And you can only do that if you learn to become your own guru, your own leader. That doesn't mean there's not leaders. It just means you are the ultimate decider. You become the responsible one. You're all the responsibility is on you. Sorry, that's the way it is. Sorry. Feeling opened. Now you're going to go to high lunge, curl the toes under, get the legs straight as you can. Abs are engaged in this one, so the belly button's into the spine. I was about to say suck in, but you don't want to suck in, actually. They're engaged. They're not hollowing out. The area is not hollowing out. And just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. Again, if you're wobbling a little bit, go with the wobble. That's where the true stability is. Even if you're doing it perfectly and you're still wobbling. Believe it or not, your body's still going. That's why you're able to stay stable. Now standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, and just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Turn those out, push your down and out, exhale. Now, with mount pose, remember feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can, and each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted, arms are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. And you're thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Remember, you're lengthening up, so you pull yourself up in the mountain pose, and then you let the skeleton stand on top of each other. No, you let the skeleton stand, and you let the bones stand on top of each other, sit on top of each other. So you're finding that stability that threads through the skeleton, that allows you to be stable. Again, the stability is not in you're firm, you're completely still. It's not stability. Yes, it is stability in a way, but true stability is if you're here and then you wobble a little bit for whatever reason, and you go with the wobble. That stability is in the center of that skeleton, wherever that may be. You find that balance, proper balance. And just focus on the breathing. Now, watch yourself breathe. And remember, you're already breathing automatically. So you're just going to watch yourself breathe. And you watch yourself breathe by focusing on the belly. When you inhale, the belly swells with air. You watch that. When you exhale, the belly goes in. Very subtle movement, but you're watching it. Not controlling it. You're already breathing, so just watch it. Or bring your focus to the tip of the nose and watch the air go in and out. Pick one. Don't change it up. Just pick one and stick to it. And then what will happen is you most likely will start controlling the breathing. Don't do it. You realize, hey, I'm controlling my breathing. Let go. Just continue to watch it. And then what will happen most likely is you'll start to think about other things. And when you realize, hey, I'm not even thinking about myself breathing. Just let go. Don't worry about what you were thinking about. And just bring your focus back to your breathing. And that'll continue. It's a process. And eventually you realize you're not your thoughts, but you're the thing that is watching your thoughts. So we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. And bring the palms together. Namaste. That's it. That's number 190 YouTube. Can't speak. 190 YouTube live yoga routine. Right, I spoke. And I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.